Hi, my name is EJ Massa. Low and slow, baby. That's what I'm all about. And fans, they know this. So they send me things to review. Recently, a fan sent me this. Hey, this ain't no grill. King Kooker. Cooker with a K? I see we're following Mortal Kombat rules of spelling. And much like violent video games from the 90s, this thing cooks hot and fast. Which honestly is outside my wheelhouse. I usually make lame stir fries with a $20 wok I got from Target. And this King Kooker is actually not super cheap, at around $100 currently on Amazon. Usually people send me $20 horrible things to review. I also got this in the mail, and it comes with a note. I bought this for you because I like whiskey, from Samuel Duncan. How come everyone always sends me things when they're drunk? I can't figure it out. So it looks to be a commercial grade wok spatula. Well, I guess I have to figure out how to use this. Unlike other cheap grill reviews I've done in the past, I'm going to take this one seriously. I'm going to use this opportunity to cook a dish I wouldn't normally cook, in a style I'm not very familiar with. And I'm going to do a very serious review of this product. And that's why I'm going to cook ribs. But seriously, I'm going to do Chef Wang's stir-fried spicy spare ribs. I think this will be a great test, and I'll expose myself to Sichuan-style cooking and cuisine and the process. It'll be a learning experience. It'll be educational. Let's go. But first, some assembly required. This appliance is not for frying turkeys. That sounds like a challenge, but I'll resist for safety's sake. Inside the box, you got parts for the burner stand itself, a gorgeous, luxuriously large wok, an instruction manual featuring very royal fish creatures. Presumably you'll commit regicide against them with this cooker. A couple of wooden spoons, which are probably the thinnest, cheapest wooden spoons I've ever touched. Some cleaning and seasoning instructions for the wok, and a very heavy and premium feeling burner piece. The assembly instructions are pretty bare bones. They're basically like, here's what it looks like, make that. But luckily, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's only one kind of bolt and nut used for the whole thing, tightened with a wrench and a Phillips head screwdriver. You can easily assemble it based on that picture. The burner thing goes right in the center and fastens on with the nut that it came with. The gas tube then screws into the air shutter of the burner. And there we go. It's fairly sturdy, nothing feels too cheap. But now we have to clean the wok. The company coats the wok with some sort of non-stick resin so it won't rust in transport, but now we have to clean it off. And it's not exactly easy. I used soap and water and scrubbed at it for a while. After that, I coated it with cooking oil and placed it in a 350-degree oven for 1 hour. And that should season it nicely. Really make sure you clean off that resin before you season it, because if you stick it in that oven, that resin can burn and stink up your whole house. I didn't do that. No, not me. My friend Todd did it, who's not me. So make sure you wash that coating off. Todd did it. But now that the burner is assembled and the wok is seasoned, it's time to make some dang ribs. I got some nice St. Louis style ribs from Whole Foods, which I cut into their individual ribs. I got this cool meat cleaver from Amazon because I've always wanted to chop through bones. Those are the bones of a man. I moved the cutting board to my garage because my kids are sleeping. I didn't want them to hear me loudly chopping ribs into bite-sized pieces. You'll notice I'm using an end grain cutting board, which is good for chopping. I took the rib pieces and soaked them in a pot of water for a few minutes. This is to get all the blood out of the ribs, occasionally stirring them. Then strain the bloody water and dried out the rib pieces. I chopped up a few red Thai chilies, some pickled banana peppers, roughly chopped some cloves of garlic, and 1 tablespoon of minced ginger from a jar. I put this in a bowl, which I'm going to call Drop 1. Slice some small sweet peppers I found. The recipe calls for long green peppers, but I had these around, so I sliced these and put them in a bowl, which I'm calling Drop 2. Chopped up the white part of a green onion and diced up some fresh ginger. The recipe calls for young ginger, but all I have is old ginger, and I'm not ageist. And that makes Drop 3. And on the side while I'm cooking, I'll have a teaspoon of Sichuan bean paste, soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, toasted sesame seed oil, some ground green Szechuan peppercorn, and about a tablespoon of sugar, a half teaspoon of white pepper, and a dash of my AP rub. The only time I can cook is 10 p.m. on a Monday night, and it's 18 degrees Fahrenheit, so I guess this will be an extreme weather test of the device. Connected the hose to a propane tank, turned the valve. I put about a half cup or so of peanut oil in the wok, turned on the gas, and stuck a lighter in that lighter hole, and whew, that's a good flame. As the oil heats up, I sprinkled some ground Sichuan peppercorn in the oil, then added the pork ribs in there and started sauteing them. And just as I got going, the handle of the spatula came off. Well, my review on the spatula is no good. Don't get. Look at that, you get 2 reviews in one. Buy one, get one free. What a deal. I just put the handle back on and did a wide grip on the metal and wood part. I'm wearing gloves, so the heat shouldn't be a problem. The recipe says to cook the ribs for 90 seconds, but in the cold New England air, it's longer and steamier. Just cooked until very fragrant. I put in drop 1 with the peppers, garlic, and minced ginger, sauteed that for 30 seconds. Then I add the Sichuan bean paste and sauteed until the oil ran red with the blood of my enemies. Added drop 2 of the sweet peppers, sauteed a little, and added the sugar, AP rub, and white pepper. Sauteed a little more, added a splash of vinegar and soy sauce, sauteed even more, added drop 3 and sauteed, and finished off with a splash of toasted sesame oil. The recipe calls for scallion oil, but I couldn't find some in the allotted time I had for this review. Plus, I like sesame oil. Then I removed it from the heat and transferred it to a bowl. This thing smells like the best Chinese restaurant in existence. Mouth watering. It's perfect. This is perfectly seasoned. Like a balance of everything. But it mixes with all that. The ginger hits you, and then the spice hits you, and then the sweetness hits you. A little bit of that touch of soy sauce and the acidity from the rice vinegar I put in there. I wouldn't have done anything differently. What a home run. Chef Wang's recipe and methods really worked out great. I learned a lot with this review. As for the device itself, I thought the construction of the burner was serviceable, not overly cheap, and very sturdy. My only complaints about the device is that the gas knob on it's plastic and very cheap feeling, and the resin that the wok is covered in when they ship it to prevent it from rusting, it's very hard to clean off. Todd did it. But other than that, it's a great high heat solution, even in an 18-degree New England night, apparently. The wok itself is luxuriously big compared to like my cheap $20 wok I got from Target. I'll definitely make similar dishes in the future and experiment more with it. Now cheers, have a drink. But as you drink, resist the urge to send me more things. I'm looking at you, Sam. I'm just kidding. That was actually really fun and educational, and I'd do it again. Until next time, bye.